A caring mother buys time, but in Dark World, time does not heal all wounds. This is Gluttony and Earth. Hello and welcome to the IDL. My name's Nick, and what is up, motherfuckers? With me today, no one, and I mean no one, has deserved the title king this much since Oedipus Rex. It's Kyle.
Who? Who's that?
And no one has been ever so influential or foundational to society since Sigmund Freud. It's Adam.
I don't like this trend.
And no one has had their time in branding pay off so hard since Norman Bates. It's BakaZombie.
You're a nerd.
So I am. It was all people who are motherfuckers.
I can't be a motherfucker. Did. I can only be a fatherfucker.
Well,
that's not the term people
enjoy it as much.
Yeah, like Oedipus Rex.
I'm actually allergic. I can't. I'll die.
I'm sure. Oh well, like today. Do you know what today is?
Earth Day. My dad's birthday.
Fuck, it's a holiday. Well, the time that we're recording this is our 1 year anniversary with this podcast, recording wise, because we did start recording in like April. But when it's released is also the actual anniversary of the show going live on the feeds. It is numero uno. Immortality, dead. The Ancients, forgotten. Frontier psychology, debunked. This shit is the strongest candidate we've had for campaign that for in the last, what is it, 3 years? I think, because I think it's 3 years because I believe I have a I was just looking at some file from April 2020 that had to do with immortality, but I just don't remember for sure. But today to celebrate, I've got myself some champagne. I'm really glad it's got this wireframe on top. I panicked for a good half hour before getting into the call with you guys because I've never opened a champagne bottle before. So I thought it was just going to be like a wine cork, like a wine, like with an actual just cork. And then I panicked because 2 years ago, I lost my Swiss Army knife that has a corkscrew that I use. And I didn't think anything of it until now when I realized I don't have a fucking corkscrew. I was like panicking and searching for something I could use. But no, I've just got this thing.
This is going to go bad.
Yeah, I'm interested to see first opening live on the pod. Live. Ooh. Okay.
I'm a fucking professional.
Okay. That's a bold choice, straight from the bottle. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Edit this out.
There it is. No, there's the going wrong.
Oh God.
Yeah. We know that. Yeah. Stay in. You're not allowed to edit this out because we're going to continue to reference it.
Oh my! I didn't think it was. It wasn't.
What were you expecting from champagne, aka bubbly? That it wasn't going to be carbonated?
No, that's not it. It didn't start rising. So I was like, oh wow, okay. So I can just drink this. And as soon as I started drinking, oh god. Oh, I'm glad I have like a mini trash can right here next to me. I'm sure I didn't lose that much. It's still wet though. Oh my gosh, folks, I'll drink that in a moment. That was a lesson bad learned. God, what are we doing here? What is this? Oh, it's right. It's our 1 year anniversary of Gluttony and Earth. Have you figured out why it's called Gluttony and Earth yet?
I figured out the Earth part is definitely like Shuruma and whatever the fuck they're doing.
Okay.
I'm assuming the gluttony is because they're eating the Queen's Beast, but I don't know beyond that. Like, I don't know like what that all means, but
there's like some things like a little bit. There's some nuances in there, but I mean you've pretty much kind of got it. Gluttony on Earth is about the ever consumption of beasts and shit, and Earth partially to do with Shuruma. Good job, bingo. You get a point. You get Great. To you can re-roll a d20 with that. You look very you were not expecting a surprise. That's right. Also, a little bit of fun lore. Not really a lore because it's anti-lore. When we were talking and we were building up the world and we were deciding how transportation was going to go, we talked like there was like some things like I think we would have done a little bit of different because we decided like mass train travel and airships were like a big bit of our traveling thing here. If we didn't have like airships or something like that, something I had considered was introducing the whaleway, which is just the railway, but it's whales that bring you from continent to continent. Because I think a whale transportation would be fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, just use the Kandori, just flying whales.
I don't know what that is.
Kandori are space whales.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what that is. Okay, yeah. Okay, no, it's not because it's water travel. Is what I was thinking.
Didn't we already travel by whale?
You did.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
That. Oh gosh, there's a lot of just secret bits and lores that I've been planting all over. Like I planted. I already had the idea for the Volcule estate back in Mission 2, and I was trying to. I plant little things here and there with it, and I was like, I don't even know if they'll ever go to Dark World, but here it is. This guy exists, and now you. Then as soon as you guys were like, let's go find out about Thellum in Dark World, I was like, fuck yeah, here it is. What kind of questions do you guys have about this so far? Like the plot or whatever? Is there like a mystery or like a thing you're like, what is that?
I want to know, which I know I'm going to figure out.
No.
Can you show me?
We talked about it a little bit off mic, some of the things, but like what the smiling face entity is and why no one in Dark World knows what hobgoblins are. Like those two things I feel are connected, but it's just very strange that no one in Dark World knows what hobgoblins are.
Why have strings?
You know what? Honestly, I think you actually might. I think Nathaniel would have an idea as to why they don't know what hobgoblins are.
Hobgoblins?
Hobgoblins. Sorry, that was the champagne. The champagne has my name on it. It says Nicholas Fugliate. Shout out Nicholas Fugliate champagne. I'm bubbly today. Yeah, I think you would know because you are primarily a culture of indigo. So, I mean, Indigo and Dark World are two sides of the same world, of the second world.
Sides of the same coin.
I think it'd be easy to understand that, like, maybe the second world never had hobgoblins. And if you're isolated just in Dark World for so long, you would have no reason to know what a hobgoblin is.
Hobgoblins added in the patch update.
Yeah. Yeah, they're DLC. The rest of it you'll have to find out with your quests. Also, I did have a cup ready, but as soon as the bottle was calm, I thought, I don't need a fucking cup. I did need that cup.
For breaking out the alcohol.
God. Yeah, we're celebrating.
That's underneath this pillow.
Who would have... Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me. Oh.
What? It's just a candy cane full of chocolate. And
Oh!
Airplane bottles.
Fireball. I love Fireball.
That's what is that? A 5th level spell?
They're the
I've never had Fireball.
You get it at level 5.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Oh, you get it at level 5.
You've never had Fireball and you're about to try it now? Fucking
Quiet
chug
for
her,
another
boy.
on mic, first on the pod interaction.
Chug her down. Let's
Chug
go.
her down.
I'm not gonna chug this down.
I'll
Neck it.
I want to make Mountain Dew and tequila if you chug that right now.
I didn't know we were going hard. I would have picked up more from the store.
I told you guys in the chat I was gonna get champagne.
And I have
We were all
some
drinking
beer.
it.
I didn't know we were taking shots.
So it was ready.
For you to drink, go for it.
Bro, cinnamon whiskey, that's gonna burn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the point. It's Fireball. What'd you expect?
Hence the name.
Wait, I need water.
Hey.
Fire
Oh
water will
my
just
gosh.
aggravate it.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Fine, I'll grab something else.
Nothing's gonna make
Another
it better.
fireball.
Yeah, you watch out for that Fireball.
No, I earnestly, I'm actually pretty happy with this, because, like I said, with the other 3 campaigns I did, I got burnt out real hard, and it just crashed for me. And then another podcast of mine lasted like 6 months, and then that died. So I'm like, you know what? This is worth celebrating. Getting actually a year into doing this thing. I know we took like 5 weeks off, I think, or something like that. Because I think 52 minus 47 is 5, so that's probably right. But yeah, who gives a shit? I'm not gonna celebrate every year, but you know what? I'll celebrate to 1 with this.
Would Sprite make it worse?
Oh, you got it? Are you gonna get in?
Would it make it worse?
I mean, it's a chaser.
What is it?
Sprite.
Oh, Sprite.
Oh, you're fine. Just pour it into the Sprite.
Yeah.
Pour it directly into the.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want
Sprite.
like a drink, yeah. Then it's a.
That goes from being a
college
Sprite.
sour.
Another
That
Sprite, yeah.
That goes from being a Sprite into a Pixie because it's a little bit more spicy.
Let me take some Sprite out.
Yeah. That's all you have to do. Take out the Sprite. Make sure you have less Sprite for this. I don't know if it's gonna taste good if you mix it. I want to pre-warn you. I am totally do not.
I will fully.
See, what you gotta do, like what my friend did, he had one of those big glass jars of Fireball, and it was like half full. Beer bonged it.
Oh no!
Oh
He
no!
was done for the rest of the night.
Oh
Well, yes.
That's a smell.
no!
Hey, you probably should try a sip of it by itself first,
Yeah.
or just a whole thing of those. There's just
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bottles.
Just
You
neck
can
it.
try one.
No, there's
Naked.
some left.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
do
take
it.
a little
Do
sip,
it.
see what it's like,
Do it.
so you know what you're getting into,
Huff it.
and then just imagine that with Sprite.
Just go. Just do it. Just go.
He's
It's
taking
not
a
bad.
second
Just
swig.
go. Just do it.
It's not bad. I love Fireball.
It like if you take a full shot of it, it can be a lot, but like little bits, it's not.
Let
bad.
me see how bad it is with water. Like
Oh, afterwards. I mean, then it's
Oh,
just
yeah,
sitting.
afterwards.
Like that's
not with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not awful.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were like
No,
saying
like
I'm gonna
it's
die.
it's just that thing with water where people eat spicy stuff and they're like, oh, water will save me, but it doesn't. It just moves the spicy molecules around on your tongue. Is you gotta just everybody knows the spicy thing is you eat dairy or drink dairy with it
Okay,
because
what
it
the fuck?
neutralizes it.
Yeah.
Though I did see something. Dairy helps. I was watching a guy. It was like an interview. The guy who did Man versus Food.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it is.
All right. The Pixie's
We're
good.
sucking us down all night now.
I haven't drank alcohol in a long while, so maybe I will be passed out.
Good.
Oh,
This is good when we're in a scary situation.
Yeah.
That Kyle's drunk for the first time in a
Yeah.
long time.
What this shit is?
well, this is a time for memories, a time for celebration, and a time for the recap.
You always sound like you're throwing up when you do that.
5 months ago, 3 vagabonds met in a town called New Veneer. They were Endien, the grief-stricken princess seeking revenge, Thellum, the amnesiac that left his adoptive home to get stronger, and Darius, the retired mercenary turned blacksmith with a map to a hidden temple. These three united into a working group under the idea that you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. They've gone on many harrowing adventures in these 5 months. They were tricked by a man named Corgrim Basham to get into an underground temple skirmish with his apprentice, where Thellum discovered a genie had silently been living within his ring, which then helped save Thellum from dying in exchange for a silver dragon egg that was found in the temple. Darius, at some point, has started to receive horrifying and bizarre nightmares with this smiling, watching entity. They traveled to Thellum's home, where the abandoned lake house had acquired a squatter in the year Thellum had been gone, a child frogkin named Gunu, who was trying to solve her own lycanthropy using the magic Thellum didn't know his deceased adoptive mother had. The nearby village asked them to take out the mountain guardian Chaco, which had gone mad from poisoning, causing the crew to rely on the genie once again to save Endien from death, and the other two barely surviving. Endien met an elf named Ildatha, who spent his time as an owl, and also as an aide to her father back on the court of 4 seasons, and he trained her to be a better archer. They accidentally crossed into the Indigo, one of the domains of Prisma that seems to function like a mirror world, because they entered a magically powered Hall of Mirrors. They went out to sea to an island nation where zookeepers, an organization founded on poaching and beast taming, had been raiding ships for their gold. The family of an old friend of Endien's hired them to get the money back, but the crew soon found out that the zookeepers were really after a red dragon that had been hiding in the nearby volcano. After the battle's end, they were all nearly drowned until Endien reached out to some fish for help and a killer whale rescued them all. They attended a ball dedicated to the eerie second moon Femoria. There they met a woman simply calling herself the Priestess, and they all tapped into a nightmarish powers of the Dreamlands, also known as the Yellow Domain. Where Endien was being controlled by puppet strings, Thellum was drowning innocent people and his reflection was not his own, and Darius was restrained as 2 doctors performed surgery on his disease-ravaged body in a condemned-looking room. Thellum finally discovered the genie's name was Pazuzu, but only under the condition that he could not tell anyone else. Next, Corgrim hired the crew to go with his son Rooked and travel to the desert to seek out missing people, one of which being Darius's niece, and to see a bas-relief that had a depiction of a puzzle box that Darius owned. There, they crossed into a world that was and was not at the same time, an auction house of bizarre items and multiple deformed versions of Darius. The missing people had all been turned into children, and the various Darius were hostile, and when they found the exit with all things in hand, they were confronted by the Priestess, who had been in the desert and stumbled into this dimension. While fighting her in a void-like hallway between the auction house and the desert location, the Priestess was slain, and out from her mouth crawled a giant red man named Shiruma, the one who had been hiring the zookeepers to seek out beasts, and also the person in Thellum's reflection in that dream. The hallway collapsed before everyone could make it out, and Darius was lost to the party. The crew discovers that Darius may be in Darkworld and prepare to head there. Ildatha tells him that he knows someone who can help them get there, and the 3 of them travel back to the court of the 4 seasons to meet Nathaniel, a twice-exiled druid with a violent streak. They lead them to the mountain where another druid order lives called the Pen of Light. However, as the 4 of them reach the pen, they find that all of them had been slaughtered. However, their ritual to cross to Darkworld was carved into a tree that required moonlight to see. The one hiccup is they needed a being of Darkworld to give them permission to cross, and Pazuzu refused. After a few days, they gain the permission of an air elemental and they cross over. The world is indeed dark, with only a full moon standing out as a potential light source. However, they soon realize things that give off light provide nothing here. Endien gets several messages on her mag phone, which confirms Darius is in this realm, and he was traveling to a place called Mother's Village. The first place they come across, however, is a town covered in fog that extends their vision and reveals Endien to have these dark puppet strings that come out from her and extend to the sky. The town is run by a man named Thridewolf Volcule, who lets them stay the night together with Thellum, and with Thellum realize that they have a connection. Thridewolf's deceased wife is Thellum's adoptive aunt, that he never knew he had. Pazuzu lets Thellum know. Yeah, Pazuzu lets Thellum know he's been able to see the strings the entire time and didn't know that you all couldn't. And Endien gets mind controlled by a baby who uses her like a Capri Sun. The next morning, the group heads off to Mother's village using directions Volcule gave them. They travel for 2 days in the belly swamps without facing a skirmish. However, on day 3, something in the ground starts shifting and only Endien noticed. I need initiatives.
That was a really good recap, too. Nice job.
Started using Endien as a what?
Capri Sun.
That's a nat fucking 20 for a 21, please.
Endien?
11.
11.
I too got a 21.
Ooh. So would that be Thellum first out of the two of you?
What's your dex?
Presumably. I only have a +1 to dex.
Oh, okay. I have a +3.
I just have advantage on it.
That's just good.
I mean, yeah, the Sprite makes it easy drinking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we're in a surprise round. I'm going to bring you to the map. You are already in the map. I was way ahead of myself. Good job, me. Actually, could you guys move yourselves how you would possibly be traveling? Consider yourself going north, for instance. Like if you're traveling up.
I figure Are we starting like in the middle of the map?
Yeah.
I don't know if Endien would be in front of me, but I figured Nathaniel was one of the people in the lead. If not in the lead, if Endien didn't want to be.
I'll put Thellum there. Not in the middle. Or not in the front, not in the back, but in the middle.
Dang. Okay. That's fun.
It's a puppy.
Oh, all right.
Let's go pet it. Gotta pet it with my fist.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah. So Endien, you in this surprise round, you're first. What you see is this like mass and assortment of like wilted and gnarly vegetation rise out of the swamp water at Nathaniel and Thellum's feet.
She is just going to take her shots at it. Yeah. Do I have advantage?
Because it's your first turn, or because you're invisible?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can it see me? Essentially, is what I'm asking.
Yeah. You're invisible, so yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, I put my D20 between my fingers and couldn't get it out. The first one was a. God, sorry, my brain just completely shut off just as we were starting.
No, that's fair.
27.
27 absolutely hits.
That'll be 13 points of damage.
13.
And I'll sharpshooter these last two. I forgetted to call it on the first one. Yeah, that second one's probably gonna miss with an 11.
That misses.
And the last one is a 17.
I'm just gonna hands off the chest piece. It does notice you, but whatever. I don't care about that. Whatever. So what was the last one?
17.
That is.
Okay. So it's a good one to hit because that's my extra dice one. 27 points of damage on that last one.
Nice.
Nice round.
And then is there a tree nearby?
Currently, you are in like a more open area of this swamp. There would be one possibly out in like the further away.
Yeah.
If you want to, that's perfectly fine. I know the map I'm using isn't as big that would encompass. There's no tree that would be on this map, but I know your range is going to be better than that, so you could easily go off map and get to a tree if you'd like to.
I don't have that much. Wait, maybe I do. I'm trying to remember. Does my first turn give me extra movement? It does. My movement is 40 on my first turn. 20, 25, 30, 35. So I could get to there. And I'd have to face it, which still isn't far enough to get off the map. Am I able to do some kind of perception check as I'm moving to make sure I don't step on another one of these monsters?
Yeah. Go ahead. Give me a perception.
It's pretty decent. 19.
19. As you're stepping through and you're looking for these masses, you don't seem to see anything of the sort. I think this triggers something in Endien, though. I'll give you this because you're high perception. This feels very similar to your time on the island.
Mm-hmm. I had a feeling that's what it was.
Yeah, and you don't think that something like this would probably be coming. You don't think this would probably come in multiple groups.
Okay. Yeah, she just puts 2 arrows into this thing, misses one, and as she moves away, it's like, heads up, it's coming out of the swamp. Move back 40 feet.
Yeah, so Endien suddenly just shoots 2 arrows into the ground in front of you guys, and then dashes.
You see 2 arrows appear in front.
Yeah, 2 arrows just appear into it, and says that and dashes off, and you're like, what? And you look back, and it's already up and at you at this point because of your position in initiative. It's also a surprise round.
No, I'm done. I was just mocking you. So.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so it just reaches up, and I think it'll attack Nathaniel because Nathaniel was the frontmost, probably came into this first.
Yep.
So the first attack is a 13.
13 misses.
Okay. And a 14.
14 also misses. Armor class is better when I'm not an animal.
Ooh, good job. Okay, yeah, so surprise round ends, and thankfully for initiative, you guys will actually get a turn this round. Thellum, it is you. This thing has reached up and started 2 arrows launched into it, and it tries to assault Nathaniel.
Well, I will assault it with my fists. 6. 19.
That'll hit.
5 damage. And then I will do an extra attack. That won't hit. That is 11.
11 to hit or 11 damage? Sorry.
To hit.
To hit. Okay, misses.
And then I will bonus action Flurry of Blows. That one also misses. And that one is a 17 plus 6, 23.
23 hits.
And I will do a Stunning Strike on that bad boy. So it will be... What is my stunning? Hold on. Stunning Strike is con DC 13.
DC 13 con save. It makes it.
Well, I will do 6 points of damage with that hit.
6 points of damage. Okay. Nathaniel, it is now yours.
Great. Seeing it come after me, I am going to bonus action go into a rage. And then I am then to give it a bigger shape to attack, I'm going to wild shape into a giant spider.
Ooh, is that what size is that?
That is also large. So in comparison to other times when Nathaniel has wild shaped, it's all been 4-legged creatures, just like the very a little bit of a pull, almost Animorph likes, where it's a little creepy, where like legs suddenly shooting out of their side, and absolutely not a pretty transition into a spider.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. I think the more brutal transformations are a lot more appealing.
Yes, but that is my action and bonus action, so that's all I got for this round.
Okay, Ildatha is going to put some daggers into it. Only one got in. He does 7 to it. And then Endien, it's your turn.
All right, I don't want to get too far away from the group. Like, I know the tree line's way over there, but I don't want to get too far away from them in case I have to rush in there. And I also don't want to get caught alone. Even though I am invisible, there are still things that could possibly see me.
Yep.
So I'm going to just scoot 10 feet to have more of a clear line of sight of it. And I'm going to just shoot twice, and I'll roll flat this time. But I will use sharpshooter. I don't remember the resist. If this thing has resist at all, my bow is magical. I don't know if that matters or not because the arrows aren't magical.
So far, none of you have used anything that it is resistant to. So
Yeah.
you're so good. You're good so far.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't remember if it just randomly resisted non-magical piercing or whatever. But anyway, first one's a nat 20 without advantage. So
Yes.
gosh.
Nice.
nice.
You were shit talking, say you were gonna kill someone this combat.
I'll roll my D100. 50.
50. Oh, God. That is a dangerous critical.
Danger zone critical.
Piercing in the knee. Maximum damage, and roll the damage dice again.
Ooh. So that's gonna be a lot. And I thought I rolled max on the dice, but I didn't. So it's still 8 plus 7 is 15 plus 6 is 21 plus another 10 from sharpshooter is 31 points of damage.
31. All right, yes. You, Endien, you remember that these things have a core to them, right? That like is what they harvest all this vegetation from, and you feel like the way it like reels back when you shoot it, you feel like you just like you were able to get your arrow to actually like nick the actual core of the thing, and it does not look like it is long for this world. It is wounded for sure.
I'll take my second shot. That time it's only a dirty 20. And I get min damage. But it did still sharpshooter, so it's 18 points of damage.
18.
Minimum 18 damage is not bad for an attack.
No, not at all.
My minimum damage is 4.
I don't really want to use too many resources right now, so that will be my turn.
Okay. Because Nathaniel is the only one to not hurt it, it still thinks you're not a threat, and you're most likely the best thing to attack. So it will go again with its 2 attacks on you.
Good.
1 misses. Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit.
All right, that's going to be 9 bludgeoning damage as this wallop of vegetation just slams at your spider legs.
Okay. Just absolutely doesn't even affect them.
Yeah. All right. Thellum. This thing is still hammering in on the spider.
Bunch! I thought that was in that one, though. I rolled a 7. It's a 13. I assume I miss.
You miss.
Extra attack. 15 plus 6, 21.
21 hits.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's going to be a 5.
Every bit counts.
I will flurry of blows again. Nat 20.
Yes.
Oh!
Yes.
All right, give me the.
Get away from me, bro.
So here's the thing about these creatures. They have to hit with both hits to be a real menace, and I've missed 3 out of the 4 hits because I roll like shit. What's the percentile?
96.
96. That's deadly.
Die.
All right, you're punching.
I'm
Tenderizer. Quadruple damage, and the target becomes vulnerable to bludgeoning damage for 1 minute.
Oh, fuck.
You just you just smash and grind like a mortar and pestle, just hammering into this thing, breaking all the twigs. You might be able to kill this.
So quadruple damage, would that take in my bonus damage from...
It's just the dice.
Just the dice, okay.
Yeah. Because I believe the dice is the only thing you do extra.
I mean, I don't think I will kill it. Because I rolled a 7. So that'll be 24? 27? Wait.
28.
28.
Okay.
Plus.
Plus flurry of blows, so it's 2 attacks.
No, what do you normally add to
No.
your
Do you have
punch?
your strength modifier?
It's 28 plus your normal punch, like your normal plus for punching. Oh, Lord, Kyle. You haven't
I'm
even had that
weak.
much to drink. Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm weak.
Okay. Yeah. You just start like an anime punch barrage. You start slamming into this thing as the tenderizer. You find its core and you crack it wide open, and this thing drops. You guys got it. That's the thing. He had 2 turns. It had 2 turns, including the surprise round, to get attacks in, and I rolled sub 7 3 times.
So, if it didn't die, I was gonna roll again for flurry of blows. I just threw my dice. I rolled in that one.
Oh.
Nathaniel, is getting ready to, sink their fangs into it. Sees that Thellum punches it, just kind of, sits back on my, back 4 legs, raises it up the front 2 as, a shrug.
It scared me. Shouldn't do that. With my weak-ass punches.
I was really hoping. I killed a character with a shambling mound in the Ancients. It was the first character death, or the first permanent character death was a shambling mound. So I went for a recreation, but you guys successfully, between Endien's keen alertness and the shambling mound's absolute patheticness, you guys were able to just stomp this encounter. I thought this was going to take at least 5 more minutes.
Nope.
Yeah, so there it is. The thing is crushed. Do you have anything you guys are going to do in the? Because again, I think only one of you got hit, and that was in spider form. So I think you guys only extended a resource, which is a wild shape.
Wild shape and a rage, but that's not too bad.
Oh yeah.
Can I somehow take the core?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Survival check?
Yeah, so we'll say survival check, and it's going to be, I'm going to say, probably 10 plus their CR. Let me see, what is this? Okay, yeah. So you're going to look for a DC 15 survival check, and what this is because you punch into it and you cracked the core. This is like you trying to get it out without it just kind of breaking and crumbling away.
I'll unwild shape and help him with that, just with maneuvering the body since it is a large thing and getting some of the extra debris out of the way.
Okay.
So advantage?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't need it. I rolled a 17 plus 5.
Yeah, I think you're able to cradle it just fine. If you have a piece of cloth, you can wrap it so it doesn't break up further, and you can probably shove that in your bag of holding.
I feel like Darius can use this.
Yeah, maybe. Everything as can be. If you use the whole animal, that's the saying. Use the whole animal, even to not animals. All right, you're able to continue forth on your journey. Probably a little bit more alert now that you know that maybe some of these might be along the journey. A little wary because you finally got ambushed by something. But as you are walking forward, after a few hours of walking forward, you start to notice the swamp dry up a bit. It becomes more grassy, stable ground, a little bit more muddy than watery, and you finally, in your sights, you see trees that are getting more and more dense. And it's almost like a natural opening. These trees are almost like a natural barrier to this opening, which unveils the sound of a few footsteps, a little bit of silence, and then hurried footsteps. And you, in the distance, you think you hear a door or two shut. and you think you might be approaching some form of village, some form of civilization, as these are the sounds of a community. A community that seems to be hurriedly escaping back to their homes.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if it was coming towards us or
Yeah.
away.
Can I smell each one of the team members to see if we're stinky? If that's why they ran?
Yeah, go ahead. You can smell everyone.
What would that even be? Perception?
Yeah, give me a perception.
You can't see me, and I'm not showing you where I am to
I
smell
can
me.
smell you. It's a 14.
14. All right, it was DC 3. You all smell like shit because you've been in the belly swamps for 3 days.
I think you need a shower.
So, I mean, primarily, like, again, these you hear someone in the distance running, and other than that, you're now hearing this just really the sound of wind, and perhaps on the wind you hear like some the subtle hum, like a woman humming from further in the town.
This is where we're supposed to be, I think.
It's at least another settlement here.
Well, let's go talk to one of the locals.
Again, I don't know if they can see me, so
It's okay. I got it.
Yes,
you guys take the lead, and I'll see if they respond to me being there.
Yes, we should remain on alert based off of the last encampment we went into as well. We don't know what we're going to find here.
And if there's anyone hostile enough to try and ambush us, your invisibility can at least help us. They won't see you seeing them. And I think that might put us in a good advantage.
Yes.
And you enter the village. It seems one of the closer houses, as you're seeing, like actual stone houses. The ground is partially grass, partially cobblestone. The buildings, everyone looks like their window shutters have been shut, their doors have been shut. But in the house closest to your entrance, you do see the window is open. And if you were to see inside from even the distance, because I believe Endien's got a further distance and invisible, like say if Endien's walking by to see what's actually in there, you just see a woman knitting as she's humming to herself. But every other house seems to be kind of closed off.
This woman seems more open to visitors, possibly. If we wanted to try here.
Okay.
Yeah, Nathaniel will follow. They're not, again, looking slightly uncomfortable being surrounded by buildings again, so mostly following Thellum's lead and where we're going.
I'll knock on the door, front door.
Endien, like if you were like looking at the window, for instance, you'd see she look a little bit startled, not probably expecting this woman. She gets up and then she walks over to her windowsill to look out to see who's knocking on the door. It's about the same kind of height. Hello.
Oh, hi.
How can I help you?
Oh, we're just passing through, trying to look for our friend. Have you seen someone, like yay high? He references like Darius' height.
Yeah.
Named Darius. Been traveling with a little girl.
You see on her face a recognition and a confusion. Of course.
Oh.
Are you friends of his?
Yes. Do you know where they went?
Yes, they... Oh, it's poor shame, I guess. I'm sorry. he's not Darius isn't doing well. But it's okay, because Mother's taking care of him. So he should be able to recover at some point.
Oh. Do you know what happened?
I don't know much details, no, I'm sorry. Here, come inside. And then she opens the door and invites you all in.
Does she seem to look at me when she's talking? Like she's
no,
me,
she has no idea you're there.
Okay, I'm gonna stay outside the window then.
Okay.
So hopefully it stays open so I can hear. But
yes, yeah, they're not attempting to close or anything. She sets up some chairs at a table. She brings a basket, just like a wheat basket, over with some bread slices and some
free breadsticks.
Some well, when you're here, you're family. and some cups with a dark liquid.
Oh.
Here, of course, please.
To not seem rude, Thellum will grab a bite of the bread.
The bread it is old. It is old. It seems like it might have gone bad a little bit. Sorry, it's not much. We don't have much right now, but no, of course, you must have been traveling to get here. I'm sure it must be just a terrible journey out there for you all. But being in here, you'll be a lot safer and more comfortable. So, please, tell me what. She's like looking at you all, just like fascinated almost with you all, with the three of you, just because you're so new. You seem so like someone's seen something like that they've only like heard about in a way. Just like this novelty of being with you. Sorry, my name's Mildred.
When Endien was listening to Darius's calls, was that name ever dropped?
No. All Darius's calls did not. They ended before Darius arrived at his location.
No. Wait, what was your question again?
My name is Mildred. What? And then she's like kind of like hoping for like an aunt, like what your guys' names are, or like to talk to her about yourself or something. She seems very like intrigued by you guys again.
My name's Thellum.
Nathaniel.
My name's Ildatha. Where do you come from? Are you from the same place that Darius is from?
Forgive my rudeness. You said Darius was here but was ill?
Yes.
Where is he being treated then?
He's at Mother's. They have a room set up for him there so he can rest. What?
At your mother's house.
At Mother's house. I suppose she's everyone's mother, in a way.
Oh. She got busy?
She's very busy.
Oh. And that, like, this is most like turning towards Thellum a little bit. Again, not to be rude, and we appreciate your hospitality, but we have been searching for our friend for quite a while. So the sooner you could lead us to him, that would be appreciated.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I thought you must have been traveling for a while, and a good rest might have done you some good. So I myself can't. I have an injured leg. It's hard for me to go out too much. I usually have my son go out and do my errands for me. But he's out right now, so I'm sure if you continue forth, you'll be able to if you keep going deeper in the town. I'm sure you might run into my son Jonah, or you might find people here don't seem to be very. It takes some time. You see, everything out there is so much more terrifying, and so when things come here, it's more likely than not. People will warm up to you. So I suppose if you go exploring, things won't be too bad. The most, well, I mean, well, now that we have her protecting us, I think things will be better. So, of course, I'm sure she'll absolutely be fine with you all.
Is this town that dense that you cannot... Do you not know the way to Mother's? So,
like I said, just if you just keep going further down the road, deeper into town. It's not a big village. It's like there's one end of the town, and it's more like a narrow stretch than it is like a sphere. So like, it's further down, and you should be able to reach. If not, you could always look for the storehouse. And I think you'll be able to get directions there.
Well,
can I?
Sorry, I don't leave the house very often. It's just an illness I have that keeps me here. And again, these people all have like very pale, like she has a very pale skin, but you see like some blotches of dark on her that are like as if it was like someone had frostbite. But she does seem very kind of weathered in a way.
Nathaniel's a bit wigged out by this whole situation. Can I do it? Like, they don't trust this lady. And this may be me metagaming slightly, trying not to, but just like the way she's like approaching this and like almost to Nathaniel, at least overly,
right. Like a
hospitable.
Cult.
Yeah. So some sort of what's this lady's deal? Can I do a little bit of an insight on that?
Yeah. Give me an insight.
That's a 15.
You think she's very simple. She's in that way that sometimes animals are. Like, it just seems she's very sincere about her curiosity with you, her sincerity of being like hospitable to you, even offering the last of her, like some of the last of her actual food stores. She just seems genuinely caring.
Okay. That's what I was curious about, if this seemed genuine or not, or if there was anything insidious behind it. Okay. Nathaniel would stand up and start making towards the door. Thank you for, again, your hospitality, but I think it's best if we continue on to our friend.
Of course. If you're ever in town again, though, just, go ahead and you can always drop by, and our door is welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you guys head off. You start heading down the road. Again, a lot of the doors are primarily just shut with windows shut. You're not here. You do start hearing some walking, though. Like someone's walking closer towards you, out further from what. Obviously, Endien would see it first because she has a bigger range of vision, and eventually you would see it. Just like there's a teenage boy that is like walking by with like a sack. And passes through. He does like note you and like look at you guys as he walks by, kind of quizzically and like both intrigued, but like he's like rushing off as if he's got things he's got to do. And you make your way up this road. So you eventually you get to like this. There's this one kind of a quaint little cottage that has like it has its window. It's not shuttered or anything like that. The door is shut, but like it's not shuttered, but it's like this cottage. And then to the left of it is a little bit bigger building. And it just has it's got it. I guess it doesn't really need a thing. Yeah, it doesn't look residential. It looks like it's probably the only non-residential looking building you've seen. So like there's this little bit bigger building, and then there's like this cottage near it that isn't shuttered.
Do we think that's where Mother is, or is that where like the store?
The storehouse.
Storehouse. That's what she said. Yeah.
Well, one way to find out.
Well,
I started knocking.
Ways, but I know the way you're doing it.
So you go to the bigger building?
Yes.
Okay. You knock on it. You just hear a woman yell, "Come in."
Definitely a store.
I walk in.
Yeah, you open the door and you see this thing. It's like there's a lot of shelving, a lot of like barrels, and they all seem to have like, it's almost like a general goods store, but like it's like everything in bulk is like supplies are in this building. And there's like a counter at the back, but like everything, like there's no price tags on anything. If some of you even know what a price tag is, but there's not like anything like that. But like there is just like these large, massive stores of things. And there's a counter, and you see this teenage girl behind the counter, and I think you immediately clock that this is a hobgoblin.
Mother?
Also, like as they were leaving the first house, I would have like tapped Nathaniel on the back to let them know I'm coming with that I'm there. And then when they're going in the door here, I would have like put my hand on Nathaniel's back to slip in with him, so it's not an extra door movement.
Yeah,
just let them know that I'm following them in.
Yeah. Before you even said that, I was gonna do the thing where like, as Thellum goes in first, I would like hold the door for Eldatha after me. So like hold it and then slowly close it, like not making a show of it, but like hold the door so that Endien could slip in as well. So that I would do that as we're going in so that Endien has time to sneak in.
Okay. Yeah, so there's this teenage hobgoblin girl behind the counter, and she looks a little bit confused at first, looking at you. Oh, we don't often get visitors here. Can I help you? Are you here to see Mother?
Familiar?
What?
Does she look familiar?
She's a hobgoblin.
Okay, so it's not Deborah, or an older version of Deborah, possibly.
Can I? Are you here are you looking for Mother?
Yeah.
Oh, she's in the cottage next door.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes.
This is. Do not wish to be rude, but have you met another group of hobgoblins who passed through here recently?
No. The last hobgoblin that came here was about 9 years ago. It's hard to remember exactly, but I think something like that.
Okay, thank you. We're looking for a friend who came through here, who's also hobgoblin, and not many people have known what that is, who they are, that we've come across.
Oh, yeah, there's not. Hobgoblins aren't native to Dark World. That's a Fracterra thing.
Spells, god damn it! I'm like poking Thellum at the base of his skull.
Thellum thinks it's a fly and just keeps swatting it.
What the fuck? Are there flies in here? No, I mean, we're not really native to Dark World, so that makes sense.
How did you come to be here? Just saying, because Thellum's not fucking using.
Yeah, she looks startled for a second, like not sure what's happening because she doesn't see where that voice came from.
Thellum will. I'm sorry. There was something in my throat. How do you come here?
Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but and if I don't really know you all, so it's hard to. What?
Thellum will just say Crucibleborn to see if she has a reaction.
Oh, you say Crucibleborn. She like snaps her head towards you.
He coughs again. Sorry.
And who are you? What are you doing here? Maybe we should go see Mother. Now she looks very wary about you guys. Yeah, all right, everyone, let's head off to the cottage. And then she like takes off like this apron and like sits down closes up some books and starts to walk kind of like circling around you all towards the door, and she is standing on the outside of the building with the door open, like looking at you expectantly to leave.
I would follow out again, walking slowly to give Endien, if needed, time to slip out as well.
I'll be like in between some of them since she's holding the door open. Then I can move through. But I do have a very sneaking suspicion that Mother will be able to see me. So I'm going to be like, when we enter, I'll be with them. So it looks like I'm like, oh, they know I'm here and I'm here and you should know I'm here in case you can't see me.
Yeah.
Like not trying to sneak around.
No, again, she's like walking. It's like a short walk. She's like, so what exactly is your deal here?
We're looking for a friend.
Yeah, but why? Drop the act. Why?
Because we lost him?
What do you mean? Okay, who the fuck are you?
Who are you, young lady, talking to me like that? I should speak to your mother. We're going to her right now.
Listen, I am a very busy fucking person. I don't need this shit.
Last time I saw your store was empty.
Who the fuck are you, and what are you doing here?
You first. And I'll give you every single one of our names. You first.
Alright, she just leads you back to the cottage. Opens it up.
As she's walking away, Nathaniel will say, "We came here for Darius."
I know that's what he said. Crucibleborn. Why? Who the fuck are you? And she's getting louder.
He didn't know me, but traveled with these two. I am here to help them bring him back to Fracterra.
How do I know you're friend or foe? Who are you? What you said you lost him. It's real interesting.
I pull out my phone.
Why would you take this long to look for someone?
Am I right in thinking that you're Deborah?
And then again, she starts scoping out, looking. Do you have give me a stealth with advantage? But this is soft ground, so she is going to look for a. Oh, you already do stealth with advantage, but I'm going to do.
I got an natural 20.
Okay. I
for 27.
Yeah, she's not able to find it. She did roll fucking high, but you're too good. Or else she would have spotted your footprints or something. Who's there?
Of an elf. I'm Endien. I came to. If I am correct in thinking you're Deborah, I'm one of the ones that came to save you from the place in between worlds when we lost you and Darius.
Fuck you. Fuck you. There's no. And she looks to Thellum and squints a bit, it's like you haven't aged a fucking day. Really? You're just now coming here? She's getting more and more visibly upset.
Am I being from somebody that's in between, comes from a court in between, Prisma and Fracterra? Do I understand the time difference between the worlds?
Give me a history check, because you grew up on Fracterra.
Can I do that history check as well?
Yes.
Can I swear at her back?
I got a 15.
You got a 15? Baka?
I only got a 10.
10. Okay. 15. It probably clicks for Nathaniel. Obviously you have the suspicion, that's why you're doing the check, but you don't know for sure. But Nathaniel, I think it finally clicks that sometimes time varies between Fracterra, or between the second and third world. So between Fracterra and Prisma, it can vary time wildly. Between Fracterra and Dark World, it can vary wildly. 10 goddamn years I've been in this village working to get us fucking out of here, and you just now show up?
I don't know what happened, but we started finding a way to get here as soon as it happened. It didn't take us 10 years. I don't know what changed between there and where we were, but it did not take us 10 years to get here. And we didn't wait to find Darius and you.
Yeah, fucking sure. And then she turns to open the door, aggressively opening it.
Before
to Thellum, she's like, I don't put an arrow in her head.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Endien, give me your phone.
I'll put it in his hand.
I'm gonna go through Endien's messages. Do I see anything from Bastion? Or who is it? Rook.
No.
Nothing?
No, because it's like you play it and it's done. So anything that would have been before has gone or is finished. While you're in here, I mean, I think it's been obvious or like it's been easy to figure out that when you're between planes, communication doesn't work. So while you're in Dark World, getting anything from Fracterra won't happen.
I'll look up and ask the group. If they've been in here that long, how long have we been in here?
If it's working in the same direction, then we may return within hours of when we left, but things can be strange between the worlds.
Oh, let's try and get this done quickly then.
Give me back my phone, Thellum.
Okay.
I know you like to just take stuff and not give it back sometimes.
How long before you came to me did Darius disappear?
Not even a week, if I remember correctly.
You arrived 3 weeks after. Between Darius disappearing and meeting Nathaniel, it was 3 weeks. Because it was a week to find out, and then 2 weeks to ride up there.
Mm-hmm.
It took us about 3 weeks to get to you, between figuring out how to do it and getting to you.
And then it took us like a week to get to the pen.
You all, since Endien and Thellum, from the point in which Endien and Thellum returned to New Veneer, it's been about a month, a little over a month.
Okay. Nathaniel's just thinking about things, and would just continue to follow Deborah.
Yeah. So she slammed open the door, forcefully opened it more so, and she looks very irritated. And you hear a voice from inside saying, "Now, what's the matter, dear? We have to talk." And yeah, of course. And if you follow what you said, you're following in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You arrive in this quaint little cottage. There seems to be there's multiple rooms to it. So it's not just like this one little hobble of an area, the shared area. So there's more rooms to it. But in there's this area where there's a rocking chair that it's a little bit of a bigger rocking chair, and in it is this 7 foot tall woman with pale skin, long dark hair. She's wearing this dark bodice and a white dress underneath. And she is just rocking back and forth, or she was rocking back and forth, but she would have stopped at the sudden entrance of Deborah to this cottage. So, but there seems to be it's not a lot in here, but she does seem like she has finer things than the other house did. I see we have more guests. She gives off an air of this disarming air. You see her and you feel like you could be she seems like she's someone who could comfort you, someone who is warm to others. But that doesn't mean she doesn't seem dangerous in this way that she seems she could be powerful. And the most notable thing is she's in color. And I see. How can I help you all?
Does she look at me when she addresses us?
She notices you.
Okay.
You catch that she notices you.
Where's Darius?
What my eager friend is trying to say is we've come in search of our friend Darius. After we lost him and Deborah. But there seems to have been some kind of alteration in time from when we last saw him to now.
Ah, I see. Yes, they've been here for about 10 years now.
Which is strange because it took us about 4 weeks to get here in our time.
Well, I hear that the second world and the third world don't always line up perfectly. They're not always perfectly in sync. It's a shame. I think that's probably why most try not to cross between, but your friend Darius, he's just resting right now.
How long has he been ill for?
About 10 years. It's a shame, but I'm keeping him safe here. You see, it's unfortunate again. It's a dangerous world up there, and that's why I usually tell my children here not to go too far from the village, because they might. She also doesn't have any of the black splotches. Deborah does not have any of the black splotches. That's another keynote. You see, when they came here, Deborah was just a small child, and Darius was very courteous but direct. They were looking for a passage back to your world. But obviously things... I just needed a favor from him. I said I could help him if he could get me this tablet that I lost in the swamp. I told him to be careful. There is danger out there. Unfortunately, he was gone for about 3 days before coming back. Partially ill, unable to see, and he's only gotten weaker since, but I keep him alive here. I keep him stable. He's just resting for now. Deborah helps pay for this by helping run the storehouse for me, so everyone can get what they need when they need, and the village can function very nice. She's extremely helpful around here. And I'm sorry you came all this way just to find how tragic for you. I'm so sorry.
Can I insight?
Yeah.
Well, the insights. Is there no cure for this?
It's nothing I have available to me.
Who would?
Others out there, I'm sure. I'm sorry, this is just a humble village. I'm not all powerful, but you see, the tablet helps me connect things, and I would be able to send them back if I got it, but unfortunately they haven't. With Darius being sick, he hasn't been able to get it.
What have you done to try to help him?
I don't have much to help. What do you mean?
I have some knowledge of medicines and things of that. That is what I was curious about. What you have attempted to use to.
I've tried using herbal remedies, but nothing like that has worked. I've tried using some magic to help him, but it's eased the pain, but not gotten rid of the problem at all. You see, Deborah here, and she's like annoyed. She's like very uncomfortable in a way that like you've just shattered her world right now by being here, because she's been so focused on like her own thing. Just to have this finally happen has just been like world shattering for her. Like, she looks distraught and or broken, and as a 15-year-old, and she intends to go in his place at some point, but only when she feels she's strong enough to do it. I tell her it's dangerous, but she still insists on doing it to bring her and her uncle back. But as she is now, as a child, she could not get out there and get it. So until then, like I said, she just pays for her room in her uncle's care just by simply helping with the storehouse. But, I mean, I suppose if you all could go get it for me, I could say that debt is paid.
That debt is paid. I want an insight, but I want Kyle to get his insight up first.
I rolled a 19.
You rolled a 19.
Is this bitch lying? Tell me she lying. Tell me she lying.
You have such a hard time reading her because she is...
She gives off too much dummy mommy gentle vibes.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I rolled worse than that, but that her saying, because she said getting the tablet, the debt is paid, right?
Yeah.
That's a really big woo woo. It's like, what? I thought he was just doing that to like help you. That doesn't seem right.
I mean, the reason why I'm not trusting her is because in the messages, Darius sounds healthy. But in the care of her, the only person in color, it's pretty sus.
I mean, if you want to insight the deadest peg, go ahead.
I'll insight anything.
I tried. I rolled like a 5 or some shit. It was a natural 2.
I don't have as much context, but I'll do an insight check just mostly for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
I got a 19 as well. And I would mostly be, I guess I would be more insight checking, kind of like her treating and tending to Darius and that type of stuff. Like, if it felt like she was actually giving it all, or if it was kind of like, yeah, I've done what I wanted to do.
It sounds like she has at some point tried, and she's still keeping him alive, but hasn't really. At some point, she gave up on ways to help him, other than keep him alive for Deborah. I'm very curious about something.
What? Tell me. I don't say it in that voice. I don't say that at all.
Darling, what's with those strings on you?
I am also curious about that. I'm gonna put my hands over where the strings are. Can I feel them when I can't see them? Like,
yeah, you can feel them right now. Oh, tugging on them isn't painful. Do you need? It doesn't. No. Do you need help with that?
Before we get too far afield, can we see Darius?
Of course. And brace yourself. He doesn't look well. And Deborah leads you to another room in the cottage. And Darius is there. He's in plain clothes. He's in a bed, resting, eyes shut. He looks thinner. He's got dark blotches on him. But he is unconscious.
I wouldn't be the first to go over there. Just because, I don't know what Endien and Thellum's reaction would be. But after, I would like to do a medicine check on him at some point.
Then we'll go over to him. Can he hear us? Does he know we're here?
I don't know. I know he's alive, but he's been like this for very slowly getting worse. But he's been like this for like I said, 10 years now.
Do you know what Mother has been doing to help him? Is it something we'd be able to do if we can find a way out of here for everybody?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. My time is filled doing errands and keeping this community running. I'm so bogged with that I barely can keep up with any of my training. I don't know. I haven't been able to sit and think about it.
Nathaniel, can you redeem anything from this?
Yes. And I'll do a medicine check. For the sake of it, I'm going to use my trivia reroll because I just got a 2 on that to try and get something better. I don't know if I will, but
it's worse. Look at this.
Got another 2.
Oh, it's the same.
So
this doesn't look like anything you know.
Okay.
And it's between your knowledge of Fracterran and green medicine. Dark world problems just seem out of your knowledge zone.
I haven't come across anything like this. There are things I can try. I'm not equipped for that today, but if we need to venture out, I would assume we would be resting beforehand anyways.
So you'll do it?
We have to speak on this before we do this, but we have to find a way to help him. We made it all the way here, but if we don't have a way to keep him alive. If we have to find a cure, obviously, but if we can't even keep him alive away from here, I'll have to speak with Nathaniel and Ildath and Thellum, though, to see what we do.
Well, like, the library has to have people who can do something about this, right? Like, we should be able to find someone who can help him out there. It's so isolated in Dark World.
Yes, that would be the hope that we could find somebody, but we don't know how much time he'd have away from here or how much she's doing to help. I will have to speak with her as well to see if that's even possible if we help her, how much time he has until he needs to be treated. Because I can't reach anybody from here from what I've been able to tell. I didn't get all of his messages until we showed up here.
That explains. He was calling almost nightly.
I promise you, if I would have gotten those, I would have responded right away.
These two have been almost single-minded in getting here as quickly as possible. I've known them for a very short while, but we have done no detours. Everything has been focused on getting here as quickly as possible.
Not that I'm trying to brush off your feelings of what has happened to you the last 9 years. You've had to relive your life, essentially, and in a much worse state. And I can't even begin to imagine how that was for you. And I can only apologize and move forward from here to make it right.
I need some time. And then she'll leave. And then she says goodbye to Mother for a bit. And she wanders off into the village.
Perfect. I needed her gone to talk anyway.
Yeah.
Is Mother within earshot?
You could bet Mother would hear you.
Damn it.
It's not a big cottage.
Yeah. We need to talk about this.
Yes.
Mother, would there be some place we could stay for the evening while we get our bearings? It was a long trip through the swamps.
I'm sorry. Well, one of my guest rooms has been for keeping Darius safe, and Deborah's been staying in a room we made her in the storehouse. I'm sure we could probably find some spare things to get you some beds to stay in the back of the storehouse if you'd like.
Yes, that would be accommodating.
Did you want something done about those strings of yours?
At the first mention of this, Endien recoiled at it. No, sorry, we're focusing on Darius right now. You wouldn't happen to know what they are, though, would you?
It seems as though... Do you know anything about your origins?
Like my parents?
No. I guess I don't... Most people aren't very aware of things in Dark World. I can't imagine Prisma would be any different. Long, long lost histories. Do you know the nature of elves?
What do I know of the nature of elves in Eladrin?
You can give me history checks.
My history's poo-poo. But I rolled pretty good. Because, you gotta learn things when you're royalty. 21.
Endien, one of the few things you've learned.
I
one of the few things that stuck with you is from your long lineage and comparing to the Fracterra, elves are a hyper adaptable species. So it makes sense to you because as an Eladrin, you adapt to the seasons of the green, right? So you become these, you have a stage in your life between, 50 and 100 where you end up embracing and maturing into a season that you choose, and you become that, like you are super adaptable. Eladrin and elves share a similar, so elves on Fracterra obviously are not related to the Eladrin, but the Eladrin come from a line of elves, and they're elves, and elves adapt. So with your hyper adaptability, like you are more susceptible over time to evolve to an environment. So, I mean, you must be hurting so much, aren't you?
In a way, yes.
I'm sorry for your losses. Was there something in particular that drove you to such grief?
I don't know that there was a particular case. It was more of a accumulation of them.
Of course. It never is just one thing. It seems to me that you've adapted to Dark World. You must have been in a place of strong Dark World energy, and you let your grief, whether you intended it or not, your grief let in the dark. It seems as though while you're here, you're so tangibly connected. She's like looking up towards your strings.
To do what?
To the Dark World.
What does that mean for me then?
It could mean many things. Maybe someday it'll consume you. It'll take you over as just another nourishment for its own sake. It could be that you use it and break free. It could be that you transform into something so wholly unmortal. Dark World has a terrifying effect on people.
It was mentioned to me that I had these strings on Fracterra as well. Was I connected to Dark World there?
Possibly. I mean, if there's places where the worlds are able to connect.
What would I have to do to get them off?
Could I have that sword?
Why?
Oh, it just speaks to me, and I think if I had it, I could help cut your strings.
Like you want to keep it?
Yes. As a memento of our time.
I'll have to think on it.
Of course.
She like very skeptically turns to go. So do we need to talk with somebody to get the rooms in the store house, or?
Well, Deborah seems to be off on her own. I'm sure Jonah would be willing to help. He's young. He's a young man who lives close to the other side of the village.
As we spoke with his mother earlier.
Oh, how hospitable.
Yes, she was very kind. Thank you for your time, and
of course,
we'll be back after our rest.
Yes. And as you guys are like walking out, she'll be like, "Oh, and Thellum,
Don't do me like shit."
could I talk to you?"
Look, lady, I don't want to be a father. I don't say that. Yes.
Of course. Just in private.
Okay.
Sure, Thellum.
Yeah.
We'll be right outside then.
Okay. And that's where we're going to end this episode.
Son of a bitch.
That's 1 year for you. That's a 1 year bombshell drop. Fucking If you want to talk to me about being way too fucking amped for this episode, you can hit me up on Twitter. That's Bumblescum. That's with a K. If you would like to talk about the progression of the show or about whether or not you liked that recap I did, you can always hit up the IDL at IDL_RPGS. Or I think I decided, and I thought it was a great idea then, and then I forgot about it for 4 episodes. But I like Kyle's idea of hashtag bookworms, but I was doing it WYRMS, like dragons. So like bookworms, hashtag bookworms. Talk about your bookworms. If you would like to know about the unwavering cruelty of time, you can always hit up Adam at Little Growth. If you would like to talk about your deepest ancient roots as an elf, you can always talk to BakaZombie at Zombie Baka. And if you want to talk to Kyle, well, get the fucking line, because Mother's got it first. Goodbye.